So we had our first listener email us a story, got to reading the story, but it turns out that this guy doesn't live super far away from me. So instead of just having him on here, I slipped on my Hell Your Pants and just went over there to do like an interview and shoot some videos. Hope you enjoy it.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you by the power of Christ. This is
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Favorite smell?
Man, this is so cool. We got our. This was the very first email somebody sent us, and I read it and I was like, "Holy shit, Matt! You have to fucking go over there. You need to get a hold of this guy because he really wasn't that far away."
No, it wasn't that far of a drive, and snowing. It was cold out. He does live in a cabin in the woods, and
Well, that's fitting for this podcast, I think.
that's brought up. So yeah, went up. So he sent in a picture to us, and he told the story, and then
You want me to let me to show the picture real quick? Or you want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
explain
You
it?
can show the picture, and then I
Okay,
can kind of
so
explain it when it's up there.
This is the picture that he sent right here. Actually,
That's the zoom.
There we go.
That's the zoomed in one. He sent that, so we were looking, and we're like, I think this is it. No, I think this is what. And then whenever he told me what it was, once Zach zooms in, you can see it.
Yeah, it is that thing right there.
Yeah, you could see like the black is kind of like it's the open part of the hood, and the gray is the hood over it. And he said, well, he'll talk about it when he tells the story, but he said he walked almost completely out to it. He was fairly close to it, and it was that bright, and it just kept poking its head out and looking and going back.
Dude's got some balls.
Well, he had a shotgun with him and a pistol.
That helps.
But
That
once
totally
it helped
fucking
until
helps.
it helped until he got out there and seen. He said it was like 8 foot tall.
Oh,
So he's like, yeah, no, this is probably not going to do any good anyway. I'm going to walk this back.
oh my God, yes.
I got a hold of him and talked to him on the phone, and Dylan was like, yeah, man, come on out. So we had to find a day that was okay for me to do it. And he sends me a text, I'm home. I'm like, on the way. Jumped in the truck and drove over there, started shooting some stuff. So
Well, what do you think?
let's get to the story, man. I think people are going to like it, I think. Because this
Okay.
guy, it didn't, and then I'll talk about some stuff that happened even after. So,
Well, before we do that, let's remind
Okay.
everybody one more time that if they want to get a hold of us, right there you go. You can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can email us at hmfppod@gmail.com. We obviously love the stories. We'd love to do this again. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So
I thought this one would be good for the podcast because I did have him sit down and record the whole story with me and tell me everything that happened. But I shot the videos too, so I think if you listen to it, you'll like it. But then you could go on YouTube and watch it too, and I think then you'll be able to see some of this shit, and I think you'll enjoy it even more.
for sure. All right.
Because his place kind of looks like the background that Zach has rocking right now. It's fairly close.
Once again,
I was waiting for a deer head to start singing.
Perfect for this podcast. All
Yeah,
right.
it is.
Well, with no further ado, we're going to play the audio. Here we go.
So, grew up here so we're like halfway between Beecher and Altamont. Basically, I was a skeptic towards anything. I mean, there's always a explanation, and then there wasn't.
Yeah.
The first thing that happened here that really caught my attention was working on the back bathroom. I told you earlier, trying to get some of the plumbing and stuff lined up. Had Buddy here. He's up top, upstairs. I'm walking downstairs, just bitching out loud about nothing being square. You know, got like halfway across the basement, still bitching, and then just all the goddamn lights turned off. Just out of nowhere, and I stopped, like, okay, that's weird. So I hollered up at my buddy Dylan. I was like, hey, are you messing with the wiring? He's like, no, I'm on the phone with my wife. And I was like, fuck. He's like, sorry, Dad. And the lights came back on.
That's nuts, man.
Like, I can't, I want to say it's coincidence, but there's nobody running the breakers. The breaker box is in the basement with me, you know? Like, there's no way to explain my way out of that one. I don't know what happened. And I didn't think about it. Just, go about my day. Kept going through. There's a couple little things, like building the banister over here, around the staircase. I was here, I mean, it's not much. Like, it's right there. That. It took me 3 goddamn days to build that because I couldn't fucking get it.
Solid enough.
Yeah. I don't have a background in much construction, but I was here alone that whole weekend and just random, I'd hear footsteps, just random stuff through the house. And again, not thinking, the whole place was empty. We had the floors and everything ripped up. Like, I'm expecting to hear it. Older-ish house. What's like 30 years old now? Ish. Built in the early mid-90s. Stuff pops and creaks.
Oh, yeah. As the weather changes.
Yeah. This was like mid-June, so we're pretty steady and hot. So I'm just denying it all. Like, I'm hearing stuff, but, like, there's whatever. Mm-hmm. Grew up here. I've never had any real experiences, Like, it never dawned on me that something might have been going on until it started happening. I still just denied it. We moved in. The day we were actually moving in, when I was working on the water heater, I was here early in the morning. Me and the wife at the time were living in a rent house south of Altamont, between Altamont and Mason. The wife stayed there. She was packing boxes. I want to say it was like 9 o'clock. We had everybody coming over, trucks and trailers. I got here about 7:30 that morning. Started working on the water heater, figured out what I needed, ran to Effingham, grabbed the parts I needed to come back. My buddy Jordan texted me, hey, what are you doing? I was like, I'm at the new house, at Dad's house. I'm working on the water heater. And, I mean, Shumway, Altamont, Beecher, it's all right here. 5 minutes later, I hear the front door on the west side of the house open and close. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Jordan showed up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I mean, tucked between the furnace and the water heater in the basement.
Super comfortable place
Yeah,
to be.
sitting, cross-legged down in there working on it. It was nice. And I heard, like I said, the door open, closed. I heard him walk down the hallway to the far north end of the house, which is right above the water heater. And just the stomp, just like right above my head on the main floor of the house. And I was like, hey, dickhead, I'm in the basement.
Yeah.
You know
where the water heater's at.
Yeah. It's like, you've been here before, We grew up throwing fucking pool balls and shit at each other, like goddamn billiard balls at each other in the basement. Like, where shit is here,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm in the basement, and just again, it was just a stomp on the floor above me, and I was like, what the fuck? And I called him, and I was like, dude, I'm in the goddamn basement, and he was like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm at the rent house. I was like, what? Like, somebody's here. So I just got up, walked upstairs, no vehicles here, walked through the house, nothing.
This wasn't the time where you went out the front, though, yet.
No.
I hadn't got to that. Okay,
no,
okay.
That was actually years later. That was like 2.5, 3 years later.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say we moved in here in July of 2019. And that stuff that happened out there was like springtime of this year.
Oh, shit. That was that recent?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
If I could find the original pictures and everything, actually, I might be able to go through into the text conversation when I sent that picture to a friend of mine. I should be able to find a date on it. It was either late fall of last year or spring of this year. I can't remember exactly when it happened, but
there's a bunch of leaves on it. It would have been
yeah,
early fall.
so
yeah.
early fall, yeah. After the water heater thing, the next thing that I know that I can remember that I've got, I mean, there's been quite a bit of stuff happen, but I was at work one evening spraying mosquitoes, and my wife called me, or I think she texted me, and she was like, "Hey, what'd you come home so early for?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, I'm at work." And she's like, "Well, I can hear somebody in the back bedroom moving boxes of flooring and stuff around." And I was like, "All right,
I'm on my way.
yeah, I'm on my way." Luckily, I mean, I was almost done, so I didn't feel really bad about just leaving. I
wouldn't even have felt like telling anybody anything. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, there was nobody. I mean, it was just me there for the whole spraying thing. Is I show up, trucks are loaded down, ready to go, and just turn the sprayer on, start driving through town. I had like a block and a half left to go, so I was like, you know what, I'm leaving.
They're good.
Yeah, I got them. I got them all.
They're dead.
Yeah. Flew back to the shop, got in my truck. The whole time I was on the phone, I'd called her, and she was like, "Oh no, there's somebody here in that back bedroom moving the boxes of flooring around." It was the last room that we had to do the flooring in. The rest of the house was done, except for that bedroom. And I was like, all right, like, I turned off of the blacktop over here on a moccasin, and I was like, I'm gonna be home in like 2 minutes. I was like, if you feel comfortable with it, sprint down the hallway, grab my pistol out of the nightstand, and meet me in the driveway. I was like, can you, am I coming in unarmed? And she's like, no, I think I can go. And she met me as I pulled in, stopped the truck, grabbed the gun from her, and into the house I went. Down the hallway, because obviously, no one's hiding up here.
Yeah. It's a wide open floor plan.
The wife was already through here. There's nobody here. Down the hallway, peeked into my son's room. He's still laying there. Number one priority. Like no one's taking him. Like
exactly,
he's good. Laundry room, my bedroom. Kind of back into like the couple closets in the bathroom in there. We're good. And the back bedroom door was closed, and I was like, do I just let one fly through the door?
Oh, no.
Be a cool story, but I don't think I'm going to. My son, Silas, he's like a year and a half old at that point. I was like, I'm not going to fuck with him sleeping. So I just kind of threw the door open,
Yeah. Post up, look around.
Yeah. Nothing. Closet doors closed back there. And I'm looking around thinking, okay, if somebody was in here, did they come in through a window? Windows are locked. And I just like, all right, time to nut up or shut up. If anybody's in here, they're in that closet, and I'm drawing down on it like, all right, like if there's anybody in there, like Major Payne.
No, you didn't.
if he in there, he ain't happy. Yeah. I was getting ready to pull one of those.
I was thinking Bruce Willis from The Last Boy Scout. No, that door stays closed.
Yeah. Threw the door open, nothing. There just nobody. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was not to say like I accused my wife of anything, but I was like, are you sure? And she's like, oh no, plain as day. Somebody was back there moving those boxes of flooring around. I was like, there's nobody here. So
it is a big thing that they talk about when you start remodeling a house, that shit happens like that. I've heard it like 100 times. But.
Yeah, and like I said, at that point, I'm pretty sure it's Dad. He's mad, just letting us know.
Fucking with his shit.
Yeah, God forbid we rip up the 25, 30-year-old carpet and replace it with something else,
These floors are nice, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, the same way the house was built, me and my drunk buddies laid all this out.
There you go.
That's what we do. So after that, there was one, like I told you, there was one specific thing that happened while I was in here that I just knew it was Dad again. And that's where this weird break is between like the kind of innocent stuff and kind of the more, I'm not gonna say anything serious ever really happened here, but like the more like really what the fuck moments.
Yeah.
Something happened where I knew it was Dad, and I was like, listen, just it's time to go, And I don't remember if it was before or after when I'd be changing Silas's diaper there in his room, my old room, where he would point to the corner and say, there's Grandpa. He was 11 months old when my dad died. He knew who Grandpa was. He loved my dad.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, the pictures and stuff on the refrigerator, he'll still to this day point out, that's Grandpa. He knew who he was. And that's where it kind of flopped to where when something happened, I told Dad just, hey, time to go. Like, don't mind you're here, but just, it's time to move on kind of deal. And that's when it got really kind of strange when we actually started seeing stuff. And it said we're sitting on the couch here at the south end of the house. House sits this way, north-south, long ways. Hallway down the middle. The wife sat there closer to the hallway. I sat on the other side, and she would just randomly make those comments of, did you see that? Like, somebody just walked room to room and just shut up, Yeah, you didn't see nothing. Until
that's
like
not a thing.
Yeah, whatever. You're crazy. Until I saw it the first time, and she saw my reaction when we were sitting there watching TV, and plain as day, I saw just the perfect outline of a person, just shadow-ish, far into the hallway.
So you didn't even mention anything to her. She seen your reaction and
yes.
knew that you seen
yes.
it. Okay.
Because as soon as I saw that go across the hallway from room to room, it was kind of like a knee-jerk, like tense up, like, oh shit, someone's here.
So yeah.
Like I just saw something go across the hallway, and she saw my reaction. She's like, I fucking told you. She's like, you saw it. And I was like, no.
I think I did.
until it kept happening. That point, there was no more denying it. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, up to this, I'm still a skeptic, still trying to figure out just any kind of way, the things that I've heard or experienced. There's a way to explain all this until I saw it, and I was like, oh, there it was, and then there it was again, and then there it was again consistently.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I can't deny this anymore. She wasn't lying to me. Like, there's things going on here.
Yeah, or maybe not even lying to you. She thought she was seeing stuff.
She knew. There was no, I think I'm seeing something. She knew.
Okay.
Growing up, like, she had some experiences growing up, her and her family, both even, like, and I don't want to blame it on that, but did she bring something with her? I don't know.
What were they into?
I want to say it was her uncle's girlfriend at one point saw like a doppelganger of her.
Oh fuck, that's terrifying.
Like at the top of the stairs.
Of
my wife, young.
Okay.
And I should have asked her about this when I had her on the phone earlier. It was either her grandma or her mom was sitting in the living room of one of the houses they were living in, and she could hear my ex-wife and her brother upstairs playing with each other. And then my ex-wife, young at the time, walked through the living room in front of her, like from one room to another.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know. And like the one house that they were in, like where a lot of the stuff had happened, because back when I first met her, started going up to the hometown and whatnot, like I didn't believe a lot of, I was a skeptic until she brought me past that specific house where a lot of the stuff happened that she told me was like, just rolling past it, you can look at this house and be like, oh yeah, oh I see it. Like, just like it's got that vibe to it, you know? It's like, oh, I could see that house is probably haunted,
Okay.
I get it. So, like I said, I don't want to, blame her bringing anything here because I don't think that's what it was. I think it just happened to be, she just kind of grew up around it and I didn't. Like and I was just always a skeptic. She was a believer. Until these experiences started happening, until I actually laid eyes on it and saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, there it is. So.
And you were forced to be a believer?
Yes. And I've always been that way until I can see it. Like, I'm not going to believe in it. Gravity, fuck that. Oxygen, it's not a thing.
No, I have no idea what those things are.
Yes, that's science, fucking bullshit. It's not a thing. So like, yeah, she was used to it happening. I wasn't. So the first few times it happened, it was just that just kind of jerk reaction, like, oh fuck, there it is, got it. So that kept happening on a pretty regular basis. And I don't know if, like, in that email that I sent you guys, the cat, that fucking cat.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah.
So I've got Rex is around here somewhere. One-eyed wonder. I found 2 kittens on the wood pile down behind the house. One evening I was feeding the fire. There was 2 kittens huddled up on the wood pile underneath the lean-to, and there was an owl sitting in a tree about 10 feet from it.
Just waiting for a meal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got a soft spot for cats. I love cats, you know.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get these cats wrangled because I don't want the owl to eat them, you know. It's like, I give you a home, you know. It's warm in the house, you know.
Eat too.
Yeah. So I was, you know, trying to wrangle these cats up, but they kept just kind of burrowing deeper into the logs where I couldn't get them, and so whatever. So I fed the fire. Like 2 days later, kitten shows up actually on the door over there. I just opened the door and let it in. And he was missing an eye, had a big old scar or scratch at that point across his face, where I'm assuming
the owl tried to snatch his
because I
ass.
never saw the other one again. I'm almost certain that owl got that one.
He got some food.
And he was trying to get the other one, and Rex got away.
Let's just say the other one got away too.
Yes, yeah, he made a valiant effort and sprinted into the woods. He found shelter.
He saved his sibling. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it that way. It's easier. It's easier to deal with.
So we've got Rex in the house now, and he's a great cat. Mouser, he'll sit in the corner, you know, he just watches. We haven't had a mouse problem in this house since we got him.
Fantastic.
You know, even to take the harvest fields and shit around here, usually you start having mouse problems.
They start coming running in.
Don't know. There's a mouse trap over there by the stove that's been sitting there for like 3 years since I got that cat.
No snaps.
Not once. Actually, I put my finger in it last night just to make sure it still works.
How about that hurt?
Yeah, it did feel good.
It worked.
It got
Okay.
right on the tip of the finger. It hurt.
Okay.
So, a couple months after that, we're out the fire pit over here, just chilling. Silas was in bed. We're just, you know, sitting around the fire, bullshitting. There's I think a tree had fallen in a storm, or top had come out of a tree. I was just, you know, cleaning up some of the smaller stuff and just walking out to the yard, bringing it back. It was dark, but, you know, whatever. I grew up here. I know this property. I don't care about dark. So I'm going and just grabbing brush and stuff and bringing it back up to the burn pit and just kind of burning it off. And like the 4th or 5th trip I made out, just there's this kitten laying there. Just pure black, just beautiful cat. I love cats.
Okay.
And I mean, I just reached down and picked her up. I walked back over to the fire pit, and I was just holding this kitten. My ex-wife, she's like, absolutely fucking not. And I was like, but look, you know?
Yeah. Have
like,
a heart.
Yeah, look, she's just laying out here in the yard, you know? She's like docile as hell, you know? I just reached down and picked her up. Usually the feral cats we get around here.
The whole ass.
Yeah, even the kittens, you know, you try to get a hold of them, they won't let you do it. And I scooped her right up. Absolutely not. And I just was like, here, hold her, you know?
Uh-oh.
Pet her. Yeah. Cat come into the house that night.
Yeah, it did.
And that cat was
Her
fucking,
heart grew 3 sizes that day.
It did, and then it shrank again after about the first couple of weeks because that cat was fucking evil.
Really?
Oh,
okay, so this was
goddamn.
the one. Okay.
Yes. Like, when that cat was in this house, like, everything was just off. Like, nothing felt right. Like, and she was, like, she had Rex, which was, they're about the same age, but he'd been here for a while. Usually you put a couple cats together, a new cat. They know where the litter box is. They know where the food is. It's a cat. They take care of themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
This cat refused.
Yeah?
It would jump up in the goddamn kitchen sink over there, look you dead in the eye, and take a shit.
Oh.
Like, just taunting
like
you.
Spite.
Yeah. And, I mean, as it kept going, I kept giving her chances and chances. Like, all you got to do is stop, you know? Like, and she'd attack the other cat or the dog we had, or you. She'd just randomly come up and just kind of like, it's like, fuck you. It was, and like I said, every now and then you'd come home and you could just feel it when she was in the house, because I treat my cats the same way I treat my dog. They come and go as they please. Yeah. They go outside, they come in. They're usually inside overnight and whatnot. This time of year when it's colder, they're inside most of the time, but in and out the door, whatever. When that cat was in this house, you could feel it. It was just... One of the cats screwing with you.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that? No, it was the cat. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, something just touched my back. I was like, what the fuck is going on? No, it was the cat. All right, we're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
That's Cup. He's a good. He's the wild one out of the three of them I got. But no, just like as the longer that cat stayed in the house, like just the worse the whole atmosphere of the house got. Like it was weird. Kind of culminated in one of those deals where like she just kept. I couldn't break her of all the wrong things I guess that she was doing, and okay, you're out. Just out the door she went for a week or so. Finally, it got cold enough. I felt bad. Let her back in, and just like immediately, like you could feel the energy just change. Like she changed the entire fucking atmosphere of this household.
No shit, it was that quick.
When she would come in, I mean, within the first 10, 20 minutes, like everything would just, like that wet blanket feeling. It's just like,
oh shit, I've never heard it put that way.
Yeah, it was like, why does it feel this way in this house? And like I said, I got sick of it one day. Come home from work, doing my thing. I think I might have been doing the laundry or changing the kitty litter or something, and again, she jumped up in the sink and back in the laundry room and just dead in the eye and just shit. And it's when I kind of walked through and like there's just like piss spots everywhere, like almost like she was trying to mark the house as her own. It's like, well, bitch, I'm gonna teach you. I don't condone animal abuse by any means, right? Especially against cats. I love cats, but she got, discus thrown off the front porch over there. Just get the fuck out. Stay the fuck out. Don't fucking come back. And that whole energy that she brought in, it just kind of lifted. And I never saw that goddamn cat again after that day.
Really?
It was wild. Like, I don't understand what kind of energy would have been attached to that cat, or if it was my mind doing it. If there was other things that were going on and it just kind of correlated with this cat being here, but it was too coincidental almost that when she was in here, that's the way that the house felt, And as soon as she's gone, I told her to leave, never come back, disappeared.
Wow.
Just gone.
Okay.
No, I adopted 2 other ones that I found outside because I didn't learn my lesson the first time. We'll see how these ones turn out. Get back in. See. Did we cover the shadow people yet?
No.
Okay.
We've done that in the river.
We had a couch about like that one that sat there. Me and the wife would sit on and be watching TV at night and shit. And just with we'd have the hallway light on when our son, his room was right there behind that wall. The TV's on. But while you're watching TV, she'd just randomly be like, did you see that? What are you talking about? Like, you see like shadows walking like back and forth. But she sat there and I sat on the other side.
So she could see straight down the hallway.
Well, for some reason, we swapped our usual spots. I probably stole her spot because it was more comfortable.
She was probably tired of looking down the fucking hallway and seeing shit.
But the first time I saw it, she noticed my reaction. We're sitting here watching TV, and I watched, I think it was from the far back bedroom into my bedroom door. They're both at the end of the hallway, just clear as day, was just a shadow. It was an outline of a person, but it was all black, and it just room to room it went. I just kind of like, ooh. And apparently she noticed it too, or noticed my reaction. She was like, I fucking told you. She's like, you fucking saw it. I know you did.
Oh, man, you got shadow people? Mm-hmm. When's the last time you've seen anything?
It's been a few months. Like I said, when I sent you guys the email earlier this spring, after all this stuff started happening and continued to happen, I just got sick of it. And I got home one day, it was warm outside, I opened every door, every window in this house, and I just went room to room, like, hey, leave. I don't want you here.
I've heard that work
I was
sometimes.
respectful. I wasn't like, get the fuck out of my house. I didn't want to piss it off. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was just like, leave, just go. And I haven't really noticed anything since. Every now and then I'll hear a footstep or two, but
That's pretty minor compared to shadow people.
Whether it's, the cat jumping off the cat tree or something, I just happen to hear it. I don't know. If I'm in the other room, I just chalk it up to usual skeptic stuff. I've tried to revert back to where I was before all of this started happening, thinking more logically. But when you see stuff like that, it's like there's no denying it.
No.
Like, and it was often. I mean, it was multiple times a week that I'd see it.
Really?
And my wife would see it, or you'd come home and just like the atmosphere in the house would be just wrong.
You haven't talked about that yet for this.
So yeah, we'd be sitting here.
No, yeah,
We did.
We
Yeah,
covered
so
that one.
walking back and forth for forever.
I was thinking the one outside. That
Yeah,
was like
no.
the last thing. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's one of the last things that happened. We're getting pretty close to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so after I booted Tally out of the house, so that's when this picture that I sent you come up. So I'm in here in the kitchen, probably cooking, prepping, doing something. I'd get home, bring the kid home from daycare, and there's usually about an hour and a half before my wife would get home. So I'd start making dinner, tidying up the kitchen, doing all that stuff. I come out of the kitchen here. I think I might have been going to the laundry room or something, but just out of that window there, something moved just enough to catch my eye, and that's when I kind of focused on it, and I could see that figure of basically like a waist up, just almost like I hate calling it a cloak because it almost sounds like cliche.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like it looked
There
like
might be a reason it's cliche though.
yeah, there might be something there. No, it was just like a waist up of somebody that, kind of peeking out from behind a tree and then kind of falling back in, kind of almost like trying to avoid being seen. And I'm thinking, all right, a bunch of sheds and stuff been broken in around here. It's somebody casing the house. Like I said, I was shooting out her video out of that window on the south side of the house. And it was just like waist up of like a figure that was kind of leaning in and out from that tree, like it was peering out looking at the house. And I don't know what the hell it was. I got to about here.
You can still see it poking out then?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was still doing it. I got to about here when I stopped and realized that the top of it was like 8 feet up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I was like, that ain't fucking right. And I had the shotgun, redneck, pistol in the waistband, and I made it just a couple more steps, and just every fucking hair on my body stood up, and I was like, fuck this, and I backed all the way back to the house, went inside.
So that's somebody with a meth problem. You got to watch out.
Yeah,
that happens.
So, and, I'm not like overly protective of my property or anything, but my son's here, you get that dad energy going on. Like, got to protect what's yours, got to, protect your kid. So I turned on, it's probably Shrek or something at that time that the kid was watching, set him on the couch, hey, stay here. We'll go outside for a minute, grabbed a pistol, shoved it in my waistband, grabbed a 12 gauge, and out the door I went. Walked out to about where the dumpster is, and still it's coming in and out from behind that tree. And I stopped and I kept watching it, like if this truly is somebody, you can't hide a 12 gauge in front of you,
Someone's gonna shit their pants.
Yeah, someone should have taken off the other way by this point. They've seen me, and that's about the time, like I said, the top of what I'd assume the head, quote unquote, would be. It's just kind of like an outline. It was like 8 feet above the ground, and I'm like, that's not a person.
No.
What the fuck is that? And a couple more steps in, and just like every goddamn hair on my body just stood up, and I could not bring myself to go any farther. Like I knew something was off. So I just started backing up. I didn't turn away from it. I backed up all the way back to this door up on the porch, closed the door behind me, put the guns up. By the time I come back in here, son's still sitting on the couch watching Shrek or whatever he was watching, looked back out the window, and it was just fucking gone.
Ugh.
So I don't know what the hell that was.
Was you recording the whole time? No, you wasn't. You recorded that earlier? Mm-hmm. The what? Okay. You recorded it
when I first saw it. I recorded it
because there's a screen in front of it.
I recorded it out of that window.
Out of the window, and then you were like, "I got to go check this out."
Yeah.
Okay.
So phone in the pocket, grabbed the guns, and out I went. I wish I would have kept recording. Like I said, when I went back through to look for that video,
where's the video?
It's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not there anymore.
We got a screenshot of it that you kept in pictures, but the video was.
I took a screenshot of it. I sent to a friend of mine. And then that's how I sent you guys that screenshot of it. So I had to go back through our text messages to find it because it's like in my gallery on my phone. Video's gone. Screenshots, it does not exist anymore. Fuck. It's just gone. And I know I did not delete it.
Right. Well, who would have deleted that?
I know, right? After the last really big thing, I guess that happened would have been the night that the dogs lit up. It is, later in the evening, probably 8, 9 o'clock, dark out. Dogs are on the couch, and they just lit up like somebody was here. Like, you got dogs, you got animals. When they sound off, oh, someone's in the driveway, kind of bark. And it's okay, whatever, somebody's here. Well, I get up, put my boots on. Someone's here, I'm going to go outside and, figure out who it is. First of all, if I'm outside already anyway, I'm going to go back out behind the house, feed the fire. So I step out the house with the dogs, and there's nobody there. There's nobody in the driveway, no vehicle. And they're like, okay, whatever. They heard something. So I was like, fuck it. Go feed the fire.
I was going to say, squirrels, deer.
Yeah.
I seen 3 deer just pulling in the drive today.
I was like, all right, I'll just go feed the fire. And usually I'm outside both dogs would be at my feet all the way down. They'd quote unquote help me feed the fire because be more in the way than anything, but they're there. They would not come out off of those steps right there. They stayed there, basically huddled against the door, still fucking barking and shit. And I was like, the fuck is your problem? And I'm like, okay, they've got better instincts than I do. Maybe predator, Bobcat, something is around, So again, the redneck side of me comes out, come inside, grab a pistol.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm not walking across the entire goddamn yard down and not have something to protect me if there's something out here. Back outside, and they stayed right there on the stairs. Out behind the house, I went down to the wood stove. 3/4 of the way there, maybe, and it was this, like I said earlier, like that wet blanket, almost like dread.
That's so great that you say wet blanket. I've never heard that before.
It's just almost like a fucking weight.
It's holding you down.
Yeah, and
okay.
There's something wrong here.
I've never heard anybody say that before, but it makes a lot of sense.
And even with what I saw out front here, I was never uncomfortable with that. I knew something was wrong, something was off, but I was never straight up uncomfortable. That night that I was on the way out to the wood stove and the dogs would not follow me, when I was down, that was the only time in my life I ever remember being just straight up uncomfortable on this property. There is something out there.
Yeah.
There's something around. I'll put it that way. I never saw anything, but it took every ounce of energy I had to make the last 20 feet to the wood stove, open the door, and the whole time basically turning circles, gun in one hand like that was going to fucking matter.
Yeah, that's going to do anything.
Yeah, and loading logs into the stove with the other hand, just like something was just wrong.
I'm scared, but I'm not going to freeze.
Yeah. That goes back to, the kid and whatnot. I got to keep him warm.
Yeah,
and shit,
hell yeah.
So, yeah. And there's the same way as when I saw whatever it was out front here. I left the light on in the wood shack down out back, and I backed the entire way. Back up, around the house. Dogs were still cowered right here against the door.
I bet they wanted in immediately.
Oh, yeah. They busted through the door as soon as I opened it. And just okay, that was odd. But like I said, it wasn't long after that where like just that energy that you could the atmosphere was just off. And I just got sick of it basically. Like, and I just, I did a little research. I talked to some people. So basically the very baseline, rather than like saging the house or whatever, like open the doors and windows, be respectful, but tell it to leave. Whatever's there. If it's on the property, I don't care. If it's in the woods, it's not going to bother me. But whatever was here in this house, like I just needed it gone. So that's what I did. I got home from work one day. It was warm early this spring. I opened every damn door and window in this house and just walked through. Hey, go. I don't want you here. You're not welcome. Just leave. And yeah, that was kind of about the last time of the really weird stuff until a month or two ago. It said I think I was actually cooking, and my son come in to the kitchen, and he said something to me, and I turned around, and I was like, "What? Stag, enough."
Yeah, that's the dog on the. Yeah, that's nothing paranormal.
Yeah, the dog has figured out how to open the front door.
Yeah,
it's annoying, but my son ran up to me, he said something. I thought I heard what he said, but it did not. I couldn't bring myself to like that. He didn't just say that kind of deal. And I turned around, I was like, "What did you just say to me, buddy?" And he said, Grandpa called you Toad Man. And I was like, who told you that? And he said, Grandpa said he called you Toad Man. And like, there's no way. He was 11 months old when my dad died.
Yeah.
There's no way he would have known that my dad actually did call me Toad Man for as long as I can remember. Like just Daddy or Grandpa said that he called you Toad Man. And I was just like, fuck.
No.
I'm trying to find an explanation. Maybe somebody might have told him that, but it was just so off the wall in the way that Grandpa said.
Yeah, nobody else said it.
Yeah, no,
he said
Grandpa said he called you Toad Man. I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. Like,
That's an understatement.
Yeah. So this was my bedroom originally, growing up here. When we moved in, my son's crib sat here. Like the crib was here, it had a built-in changing table that was right on the corner.
Yep.
And so like just the first time that it happened, I'm standing here, I've got him laid out long ways, changing his diaper, and he kind of looked in that general direction back towards the closet over there. Whatever, he's looking at something. And he was talking at that point, and he just pointed and he goes, "There's Grandpa."
So this is the rumor that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and this was, probably 6-8 months after Dad died.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you know what? Nope. Just
This didn't happen.
Diaper, picked him up. I did not look over there. Back out of, and he did it a couple more times after that. It was just like, all right, okay, Dad's here.
Yeah.
I get it. I got it.
That part's okay.
Yeah. Cool.
I thought I asked him to leave. I thought I asked whatever else was in here to leave, but like that was the last of it. In the last couple months, I haven't noticed anything. Nothing's felt off yet.
I don't feel uncomfortable in
Yeah,
there.
no,
It's a cabin in the woods, but I don't feel uncomfortable in it. I mean, it's not. I don't feel the need to cut off my hand and grab a chainsaw.
Yeah, no, we're fine. We got the modern amenities. There's lights and whatever. But yeah, I other than the one time out by the woods stuff, I'm not uncomfortable here. I've grown up with it, but like I told you on the phone the other day, like my friend Devin, he's like, "No, your house has always been creepy."
He got vibes.
Yeah.
Well, some people get vibes and some people don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never walked into a house and thought, this doesn't feel comfortable. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. No, I'd never noticed it, but like I've been here for. It's built in 95, so close to
why would you feel uncomfortable?
25, 27-ish years now. Like, it's home. I'm not going to be uncomfortable here. I'm not going to let something make me uncomfortable here, But, and trying to get, not even unwarranted, but just that outside information coming in last week when he told me that, I was like, maybe I should have kind of perked up a little bit sooner.
Well, yeah, but you wasn't. Well, maybe he wasn't wanting to believe even. Or,
Yeah.
you
So
wouldn't even want to think about
It goes back to being a skeptic. No, there's always some way to explain this.
Yeah.
Until it really happened and I saw it and it's like, you know what? I'm an idiot.
I'll tell you what,
I should
will-
have paid more attention.
So he was talking about some lost time things that he had experienced in there.
Okay, like what? How's he losing time? What's going on with that?
Where he didn't know what had happened.
Like he just zoned out?
No, it was like nothing happened. It was just he looked at the clock and it was not the right time.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
so that freaks me out a little bit because
Yeah.
he mentioned like an owl, right?
No, yeah, dude. Now you got to go back into that fourth kind of shit, and it's going to terrify me.
That's the first thing that pops in my head.
Yeah. I was
And
creeped out. I
That
was
shit
creeped
scares
out.
me way more than fucking demons or ghosts or anything like that.
Yeah, man. I don't know. And
I'm right there with you. I do not want anything anally stuck, stuck up my ass. No anal probes, please, and thank you.
no, unless I want it, don't do it. Leave me alone. Unless I'm asking for it, leave me be.
Damn it, man! You almost made me spit up beer.
So another thing that was fucked up about that, the second that I was done recording the interview with him,
Right?
I hit stop. I look at it. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, hour 16.
Yeah,
Fucking awesome.
I know you texted me this.
Yeah, I texted you immediately. As soon as I was cleared that, I texted you. Me and him still talking, and I'm texting you. I was like, I'm texting Zach right now. Let him know we can do a full episode with this.
Right.
I get home and I check it. It was 42 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah,
something like that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And I'm like, motherfucker, what
I thought
didn't record?
maybe you were just drunk or something, but
No. Well, I had to drive home. Of course, I wasn't drunk. Well, I had to drive home. I got home, looked at it,
and then got drunk.
I wanted to after I was like listening to it because I listened to it twice. I was like, all the information's here.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. Nothing dropped. It all sounds like it's here. Where that? It's
Where'd the missing
that's
time go?
quite a bit of
Yeah, like
time.
30 minutes. 30 minutes
Yeah.
about. Yeah. That's
I
fucked
was
up.
like,
dude.
okay, well, so I was kind of a little bit creeped out. And then also, as it's fucking cold as shit, it was starting to snow. So I went out to start my truck to let it run a little bit.
Right.
And I've got some pretty nice LEDs. I know people hate those headlights, but I drive early in the morning all
Yeah.
the time. So
Ditto.
I need to be able to see deer and shit.
Yeah.
So my truck's running, go back inside. We're talking for a little bit. We come back outside as I'm getting ready to leave. And he's talking about like, the Pantera reunion. And I was like, if it's going to be anybody, it should be Zach Wild, but I don't know that I'd pay to go.
It actually, yeah, that's correct. It is Zach Wild.
Yeah. So I'm standing there and my truck's like off over here and he's like right in front of me. And I seen something black dart in front of my headlights of my truck, but it didn't look like a deer and it was too tall to be a dog. I don't know what it was. It could have just been me. He didn't even look when he seen me look. I just looked back at him and he had a smile on his face. I was like, dude, I think I just seen something run in front of my truck. He goes, you get used to it. It's like, I don't want to get used to it. I'm going to go the fuck home.
No shit, man.
I don't
Well-
want to get used to that.
Well, we've been ghost hunting before, but yeah, you got bigger balls than I do. I don't think I'd want.
That guy stays in that house alone.
Yeah.
And his kid's not with him. He's got some cats and a dog. Wow. Stays out in that cabin. And
Cheers to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
thanks, man. To hear me just talk about it is nothing. When you see the video and you listen to him talk while he's walking me through, he's showing me outside where he's seen things. And well, I bring it up in the interview while I'm talking because he had taken that it was a video on his phone that he took an SS from. That's what he sent that picture with the dumpster, and then you can see the thing in the background.
You can tell he took it from inside too. Yeah,
Yeah, because there's a screen. Yeah. He was shooting that video inside and then finally stopped, set it down. That's when he went and got his shotgun and then he put a pistol in his waistband and everything and walked out there.
Gotta have a backup mic, man. You gotta have a backup mic.
He got about to it and then came back. And the fucked up thing is that the only reason why he has the picture is because he sent it to a buddy. He
So
took that.
same thing happened to him then.
He lost the complete video. It's not on his phone anymore.
That's
And
jacked up.
yep. And he talks about it. Yeah, he talks about it in the story.
No fucking thank you.
It's like there's no fucking way you would have deleted something like that.
I wouldn't. God no.
And that's like I said, that's the only reason why he had it. He had to have it sent back to him so that he could send it to us.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. As far as listeners contacting us. That's the way to fucking start it right there, man.
Yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
awesome. No.
And I'm not going to say that I'm going to be able to hop on a jet and fucking fly to your house.
No.
If you're across the country or some shit. I don't have those kind of
We'll
funds.
Yeah, ditto.
I mean, you
Well,
can see my super sweet setup here for recording. Those are my kind of funds.
Well, you can't see. Mine's a green sheet behind me, man. That's about. Got it at Walmart. It's on sale. Oh shit. Well, dude, this was a fun one.
Man.
It's cool to do something and not have to read 7 books to get it done.
Yeah, but it was also, and I'm not gonna lie. That night I did not sleep well,
I'm sure.
and I'm not fucking lying. I did not sleep well that night. I swear, because I listened to that story that he told like 2, maybe 3 times through my.
I listened to it 4 times in a row.
Yeah, through my headphones, because I was like, if I hear something in the background, I'm gonna shit my pants. Which is why I said
I didn't hear anything.
you sent me a picture of, you thought maybe you caught a shadow.
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was a silhouette, but
he was maybe just wanting to see it, but
yeah.
While I was in there, he explains it all in the video about how when he'd walk in, things would feel weird. I never felt weird while I was in there. It wasn't until I got home and listened to the story, and it was more so that I'm grabbing my phone. I'm like, nope, no, it said at hour 16. What the fuck did I lose? And so that's why I listened to it over and over. I was like, no, that's everything.
That's weird.
Like, was there a condensing thing on that? But there isn't.
Nope.
Like, there wasn't pauses while we were talking either. It was
Nope. It's crazy shit.
And I'm going to just chalk it up as I looked at it wrong. I don't know how the fuck I would have mistaken that and texted you immediately the time that I thought I saw, apparently.
Well, you did. I mean, as you were leaving, you said, "Hey, we got."
No, I wasn't even leaving yet. It was as soon as I hit stop, I picked up my phone. I looked. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah!"
And then you
switched
texted
that off and went right to you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. I don't know.
Well, I don't want to go there. I'm glad you went.
Raped by an alien.
Oh man, I'll send you some Vaseline. You'll be all right.
Never even told me he loved me.
Oh, guys, that's it for this week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Be sure to continue to like, rate, review, and share the podcast. And once again, we love the listener stories. So hit us up, hmfppod@gmail.com. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Later.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Black Tower of Grayskull.
Hello, Mr. Fancy